First of all, you little colonizers need to stop attempting to judge black women based on European femininity standards, since we all know that we birthed all this shit. I mean, what if we started holding you to European masculinity standards? I mean, what if we started expecting you to make things like laws, or own things like land, or govern things like countries? Or what about free things like yourself or us?
Honey child, how you gonna talk about black men holding black women to Western beauty standards when you made the choice to put foreign things in your head, like chemicals and glue, even though you know it destroyed your natural hair and made you bald and filled your head full of scabs and everything? But you still do it. Millions of you women are out there gluing horsehair and other things to your head. And some of you can't even afford to have that. You settle for the hair hat. Yes, that's a thing. It's not a Tommy Sotomayor thing and shit, honey. I've actually seen this since the mid-90s. They were selling these things in California on Figueroa and Slauson. They were selling baseball caps with hair extensions stapled into the hat, right? And a lot of hood rats will wear this thing and shit. I think you might know something about that. But how you gonna say that when we all grew up in the same system and you guys are subject to the same indoctrination as beauty standards and shit about the mainstream and outsiders? It's unfair to blame black men for your shortcomings, fatherly speaking and shit, okay? Alright? And you want to hold us up to white male standards of masculinity and whatever, beauty and everything? Don't you see some of these goddamn preachers and Al Sharpton and all that? But you don't hear us bitching about to you guys because Al Sharpton done permed his motherfucking hair. James Brown done permed his motherfucking hair. Little Richard done permed his hair, but we ain't pointing no fingers over here, bitch. Do you understand that? Do you understand that, miss? Okay? And you guys get, hey, if you want to judge us on based on the white man's superiority and everything, then judge everything and shit. You know? You know, if a brother got a small pee and shit, you ain't got nothing to say about it because that's a white male standard and shit, according to your racist ass. And I know some white dudes out there would love to give you the finger before they engage in some gutter sex. Alright, honey? Now you keep it a buck now. So I'm gonna keep on dragging, okay? You get ready for this next back shot. Hey, baby. Hey, man. Hey, so black and shit. Hey, honey. Honey, child, look how you had to come and shit. You talking about us, you using that talking point about black men being an enslaved people and shit. Like you ain't a part of us and shit. At least some part of your DNA that ain't white. Are you talking about that? Are you talking about us as an enslaved people and how we don't make laws and shit? Have you forgotten that black men were the majority of slaves and shit? They were the majority of fucking slaves for umpteen number of years and shit. You can Google it, bitch. Even though those are lies and shit, you can Google those lies and shit. White people ain't lying about when they had us in slavery and shit. I noticed they don't do that shit. So this around the 1500s and shit, right? And then the first records of you bitches showing up was in the 1700s and shit. You know why they was showing up and shit? I'm gonna tell you why they were showing up. Because slavery was outlawed and shit at that time. So if anyone was caught with a ship full of slaves, theoretically, they were considered a pirate and they were in trouble with the fucking law of the damn British Empire shit. Did you know that, motherfucker? I might get something wrong, but we all know history's all made up, and it's critical anyway, and they ain't gonna be teaching this shit to none of these kids, so they can get misinformation like your dumb ass and shit, cause you think you so smart and shit, cause you got a vagina. Yeah. You know, you black women, a lot of you motherfuckers made backroom deals with these white dudes and shit. And you showed up here and you brought your wombs and shit. And you start fucking these guys and shit and having these babies. And then these babies didn't have no fucking history and shit because you didn't give them none. You didn't nurture them. You were a fucking baby factory and shit. And you sleep with the white man too, okay? So you was the first motherfuckers swirling and shit, okay, honey child? Yeah. You can't wear enough dashikis to get over that one, can you? Can you explain that shit to me? How you motherfuckers manufactured us and shit. Oh, the beta male simps and the anti-kings and we ain't shit and the black man ain't nothing because they came out of your fucking pussy. Okay, darling and shit? You made that shit, okay? Anything, any great thing any black man achieved was in spite of you, not because of you. Do you understand that shit? And you didn't teach your boys nothing. You didn't teach them shit. And that's the plan and shit. To be a manufactured chattel race and shit. But we got souls. Alright? Unfortunately for you, we got fucking souls. And we fighting back and shit, bitch, okay? So you get your fucking facts straight, okay? Even the manufactured CRT and shit, okay? You don't know nothing, okay? You need to get your ass a laptop and shit and sit your fat ass or your narrow mid-weight ass on that chair and you take your ass and you look on Google and shit. You go on Wikipedia and anything you find is going to be 1/4 of the actual motherfucking truth. Because I like to put it to you, darling, that a lot of us were indigenous people over here. You didn't talk about that, huh? Why you talking about some enslaved people? And these motherfuckers almost died off if it wasn't for the help of the indigenous people and the slaves that built the country and shit, motherfucker. Is that not an achievement to build a country that you sit your ass in and sit on your fucking undeserved high horse, you octoroon? Yeah. You know, back in the old days, you would be considered half a person while I would be considered nothing and shit. Did you not learn nothing from Dred Scott? There's no law that a white man has to obey you that, you know, regarding a black person. They can do anything they want to a nigga. I'm just putting it in layman's terms because you obviously learned everything you know about black history from a fucking coloring book, you dumb broad. That's where you learned it from, okay? Why maybe you should, take your ass to an actual library and you look up some of this shit, okay? Alright, while you sitting up on TikTok looking for simps to attack and shit. Yeah, you was looking for a soft target, bitch, and look what you got now and shit. That bitch, you chewed into that little bubble gum and you found a bullet in there, motherfucker.
If you're gonna tell the story, tell the whole story. Tell the people how, when you date and marry out, that you, one, turn them into single mothers at a higher rate than even black women. And when you do finally decide to marry them, that you have a 200% higher divorce rate than any coupling. In fact, black men have the highest divorce rate of anyone. So I suppose that since most of those divorces are initiated by the women, that at some point they realize that the grass isn't greener on the darker side of the fence.
Miss, you seem up there in age and whatnot, probably in your mid-40s, and I'm sure, considering you have kids, unfortunately for everyone else, I'm sure that you understand the dynamics of the birds and the bees and shit, you know? The woman opens her legs and allows a person, a male person, a genetically male person to come in there and impregnate her, you know, give her the goody goodies. Did someone tell you that shit? If not, you're a special needs person and shit, and you need help, okay? Because you make the decisions about who you sleep with. You make the decisions about who you give a child to and shit, okay? No man is gonna just take something from you and shit unless he's a goddamn sexual offender, okay? Nobody can force you to have a baby you don't want to have. And that goes for women outside of the diaspora and shit. Don't you understand how that works and shit? You meet a guy, you like him kinda, you go somewhere by yourselves and you open your fucking legs and shit. And then The bee stings the bird and shit, alright? Okay? I want to keep it a buck and shit. You can go get you some coloring books that tell you about this stuff, okay? Did you ever have any of those classes if you went to high school? I don't know what level of education you got. You present yourself as some kind of pseudo businesswoman and shit with your jacket on and your wrap dress and your stupid old ball on your head and shit. You look like a wrestling personality and shit. So I assume you got more than a kindergarten level education and shit. Don't you know how babies are made? You open your fucking legs, okay? And that's the problem with a lot of you women. You've opened your legs to the wrong men. You've made choices and shit. And even when they were the right men, you worked very hard and very diligently every day to make them the wrong man and shit. You ran them out of the house and you took them out of their seat of power and shit. When their backs were to the wall, you stabbed a knife into it and shit with a smile on your face. And then you told yourself that you were better than us and shit, even though you did all that. And you just didn't look in the mirror at yourself and shit. Because you guys are fucked up and shit, okay? Really fucked up. You have no fucking accountability and shit. You can't accept responsibility for your own fucking choices and the shitty choices you made in the name of your children and supposed families.
Let me give you some high probabilities for black women when they walk through your doors. 60% of all black women and girls are raped or molested before the age of 18 by black men. Black women are killed by domestic partners 3 times that of any other race of women by black men. And 60% of all new HIV cases in black women are from their husbands and boyfriends, not from casual sex. And since we know that black women date out at only a rate of about 4%, almost all of those cases are from y'all.
That bitch raped me, dog. She just took my shit. Just grabbed my dick, fam. I wasn't fucking with it, bro. She just grabbed my shit, fam. I wasn't even like ready, nigga. Like
Other dudes.
bro, like this shit was terrible, bro. I got molested and shit, bro. First time in my life, this shit's so weird. I want to tell a counselor or something, fam. I'm so like emotionally distressed about this shit. I got fucked, nigga, pretty much by a bitch I don't even know. She just took me, nigga. Like I could.
Well, I'm an addict. I know I'm an addict. I know I got a problem. I know I got a fucking problem. You hear me? I know I got a fucking problem. I'm crazy. I am sex driven like a motherfucker. That's why I stay isolated. Like, I stay isolated from people because I know what type of bitch I am. If I get into one of them motherfucking... I don't fuck anything. That's the thing. I don't fuck anything. I fuck niggas I know that's clean. If I feel like you dirty, I shouldn't be fucking you. But it be times where when I tell y'all I got a problem, I do have a problem. And I stay away from people because I know what type of bitch I am. Like, I tell niggas I don't hang out with certain niggas because I'll find you any type of way of attractive and I'll fuck with you and I like you, I might rape you. No cap. I might rape you. I rape niggas. I've raped a couple niggas in my lifetime. Y'all laughing, I'm so serious. I've raped a couple niggas in my lifetime. Raped a couple niggas. Mercedes, nah, we ain't finna do that, man. Chill, bro. We homies. Nah, bro. I ain't call you over here for that. What you mean you ain't call me over here for that? We playing the game. We having fun. Nah, bro. We ain't having fun right now. I'm finna show you some fun. Man, Mercedes, stop. Let go, Mercedes. Mercedes, come on, let go. Mercedes, let go of my fucking pants, bro. Mercedes, stop. Let go of my pants, bro. I'm not on that. Bro, nah, fuck all that. Take the motherfucking pants off, bro. Take the motherfucking pants off. Man, Mercedes, I'm not taking my motherfucking pants off, bro. Hey, how I'ma snitch on myself? They ain't gonna come up to the witness stand. What nigga gonna tell on himself about getting raped by a female? Who gonna tell? Them niggas not gonna tell. Hell no, that nigga ain't, what? What, rape the shit out that nigga? What? Nah, and I know I'm fine as fuck too. I ain't gotta worry about your dick not getting hard. I know I can get that motherfucker hard. I'm raping you, bro. He be like, Mercedes, He be like, God. Nah, ain't nobody here, bro. Only motherfucker here is Beamer. Beamer ain't helping you, bro. Beamer mind his motherfucking business. Beamer ass in the other room like this. Shit, I don't want those motherfuckers.
That bitch raped me, dog. She just took my shit. Just grabbed my dick, fam. I wasn't fucking with it, bro. She just grabbed my shit, fam. I wasn't even like ready, nigga. Like
other dudes.
Bro, like this shit was terrible, bro. I got molested and shit, bro. First time in my life, this shit's so weird. I want to tell the counselor or something, fam. I'm so like emotionally distressed about this shit. I got fucked, nigga, pretty much by a bitch I don't even know. She just took me, nigga. Like I couldn't.
Hold up, wait a minute. You're saying that black men give women sexually transmitted diseases? Does that come out your mouth or not? And do you wonder why black men give black women sexually transmitted diseases, if that's true as you say? Are you forgetting about one Jason Pope? Are you forgetting about him? He was over there in the Carolinas and he had given HIV and advanced AIDS to over 600 black women and shit. These were all willing black women. Your black queens and shit that laid down with this disgusting, nasty, sore, bedridden looking motherfucking milkman and had unprotected sex in 600 women. How do you quantify that? Okay, Miss Thang? 600 motherfucking women, 600 plus actually and whatnot. I have the tweets to prove it, darling. Alright? And where do you think all these bust down ratchet throwaway bitches went? Where do you think these bust down throwaway ratchet bitches went after they got their asses infected by Jason Pope and shit as he intended? They went back to the hood and they slept with all the idiot simps that was stupid enough to lay up with their dusty ass and shit. And those niggas got the HIV and shit. And then those niggas passed the HIV on to more sisters and shit. Thus making your fucking argument for you. So is it the chicken or the egg, motherfucker? Is it the chicken or the egg and Miss Thang and shit? Tighten that little ball up on your head and give me a motherfucking answer. Oh yeah, and by the way, don't forget about the white man over there in the motherland who did the same goddamn thing on a lesser level and shit. He gave over 140 women AIDS and complications and shit and social diseases. Those sisters over there in the motherland, they were willing to lay down with his ass and fuck him and kiss him on the mouth and then go home to their boyfriends. And we would never know about this if one heroic black man from the motherland, a true king of Zamunda and Wakanda and all that bullshit you want to be a part of, if he hadn't exposed that bitch, if he hadn't been an alpha male and shit and busted her ass on the social media and put it out there for everybody to know. Yeah. You know, most of the cases of HIV going around start with a typhoid Mary that looks nothing like you and shit because you're mixed race and you think you're better than everyone deep down and shit because you got that white skin and shit, but you want to be so black and shit. That's why you painted your motherfucking lips black as midnight and shit, like your lack of a soul.
hands, everybody, and everybody clap your hands. We lambda, 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 and oh, make a move. And we come here on stage tonight to do our show for you. We got a rockin' rhythm and a high-tech sound that'll make you move your body down to the ground. We got Poindexter on the violin, and Lewis and Gilbert will be joining in. We got Booger Presley on the mean guitar, and a rap by little old me, Lamar. We got Takashi beating on his gong. The boys and the moves are clapping along. And just when you thought you seen it all, along comes a lambda 4-foot tall. So won't you come on out here on the floor, so we can work our bodies like never before. Break.
If this is your idea of love for black queens, let me speak for the collective and say it's a hard pass. But you, sir, don't have any queens because you are not a king. You are a colonized pawn in the game of patriarchy, doing the clear man's bidding by spreading stereotypical tropes about black women based on their standards. Bless your heart.
I really don't understand why you women persist in talking about kings and queens and shit. You don't even have a basic education despite that fucking degree and shit. You have no fucking accountability. You have no mental process to do simple thoughts and shit. The simple, shit, they don't sweat me and shit. Black man ain't shit. That's what you've been telling us from day one and shit. That's what you telling. We tired of listening to you motherfuckers and shit. The supposedly most educated ethnic gender in the country and shit. And you fucking can't take any accountability or responsibility for your fucking actions and shit. And you're the architects of Blackistan. You're the architects of it. It came out your VJJ, nigga. Now, that's right. I'm only gonna blame you because the half of you that's a black woman and shit, okay? So I don't know what you are, shit. You look like, you're light-skinned. You one of them Octoroon Maroons and shit. You one of them light-skinned folks, the mixed people and shit. But you want to be so goddamn black and shit. So you take these nuggets, okay? You take these back shots. I'm hitting them back shots on your ass right now, nigga. Look at the headboard of life and shit and get some truth in you, girl. You talk about black queens and black kings and who ain't a king, and like you have some authority to assign royalty to us and shit. We are black kings and shit. Did you look in history and shit? We built so much shit that you motherfuckers live on and sit on. Yeah, you want to be a black queen, right? That's why you get that silly old ball on your head. That's why you get your head wrapped up. And I know what's under there and shit. And I commend you for rocking the natural hair and shit. And you probably wouldn't be doing that if you wasn't light bright and shit, honey. Okay, I seen you. I seen your pictures, okay? And I know that you, part of your fucking profession is an actress, okay? So I'm not calling you an agent or nothing, but I'm just saying that you're suspect and shit, okay? And most of your listeners and shit, they need to take this into account and shit, because you motherfuckers always talking about who's a black queen and who's a black king, and mostly who ain't a black queen, and how we just ain't shit and all this fucking crap, right? And all you motherfuckers talk about some fucking metaphorical table and shit that don't even exist and shit unless we build the motherfucking shit. Alright? So how you gonna be a queen without no fucking king, huh? How is there a matriarchy without a fucking patriarchy? And in the black community, there has never been a patriarchy here in this country, in the United States of America. You get it now? Do you understand this shit, honey? You so black. You want your black card and shit, so you could be like the most blackest, wokest bitch that ever talk shit and fuck your feminism and shit. That is a construct and shit. That is a social experiment that you guys have failed over and over again for over 50 years and brought our community to the brink of extinction and shit. And when I say that, I don't just mean dying and shit. I'm talking about mental and soul death and shit. Look at all the ignorant motherfuckers that were walked up out of your vaginas and got to existence, and then those motherfuckers is having babies and shit, and so on and so forth. So what do you get, huh? Are you a fan of movies and shit? I want you to get this movie called The Time Machine from the 50s. It was directed by George Powell and shit. And I want you to take a look in that motherfucker, because you will find yourself there and shit. The future of you, your generations, that shit will be called a fucking Morlock.
Black patriarchy. A non-existent group of fictional black male power brokers not discredited, erroneously jailed or outright killed by the minority majority who look the other way as they work tirelessly to shame, oppress, and outright take out the altruistic black female populace of the honorable democratic United States of America. 3K's inset bitches. These evil wealthy members of the black patriarchy are the sole reason for all the ills of the black community, walking, talking, holding down jobs, and doing everything up to and including giving their very lives in service to their baby mamas and baby's motherfucking kids. Their motto that strikes fear into the hearts of black women everywhere: bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks.